listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast, discussing all aspects of precision and long-range rifle shooting. This episode is brought to you by Impact Dynamics. And now, over to your hosts.
Well, hello and welcome to you're wondering whether I can say precision tonight. I can see that in your eyes, Andy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Precision Shooting Podcast. This is episode number 154. My name is Rusty, and sitting opposite me is Andy. How are you, mate?
I'm doing pretty well tonight.
Good. I'm going to break with tradition and introduce Josh. I can't even say that word now. What's the guy's name over there?
Jay.
Just call him Jay.
Just Jay, that's it.
Josh, how are you?
I'm good, very good.
Good. I know we're both a bit wrecked, actually, a bit all exhausted after a busy day today. We'll get more into that later. That's probably why I can't say. I spent so much time and effort saying precision correctly that any other SH related or S word I have obviously failed at. Anyway, how's your week?
Well, I'm just thinking. Thank God you don't have a lisp. Precision.
Make for a much more amusing show. Yes.
Yeah.
How's your week?
Yes. No. My week's been, I guess, typical week of a working class man.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I think I've been doing a little bit of reloading, a little bit of brass prep, just the general nuts and bolts. But there's been quite a few things happening in our world, hasn't there?
There has been lots going on. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. All sorts of stuff. I've not been shooting for a little bit since we. It's been actually. It's felt like. Because I was shooting, I was at the point where I was shooting fairly regularly again.
Yep.
And then nothing. I missed that match. It was our rimfire competition, and then just nothing. And then PRS happened. Didn't shoot for that.
Yep.
I think I shot the rimfire comp on the side, and so I'm kind of like, I remember what this is like, running matches and not being involved. But 2 weeks we'll be back. A week and a half we'll be back and shooting a match. So
that's the our club one.
Our club one that we apparently have a bet over that I've done no practice for.
Neither have I. That's
okay. Looking forward to it.
We'll be fine. I mean, you'll be fine. I'll be okay.
You'll be at least 70% better than I, or whatever percentage you have to do.
Wait, no, other way.
30%. You have to be 30% better.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Okay, don't jip yourself again.
Okay.
Hang on.
Hang on, jip you. That's good. All right. Very good. For those who don't know, we're having a bet on the next rimfire match we actually shoot together, where I've got to get 70% of your score for it to go my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had much luck on the rimfire ones.
No.
I don't know.
I'm counting on it. That's what I'm hoping. So.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, what sort of news do we want to get into? What's exciting and worth mentioning?
Well, I've picked up a new little toy.
Oh, you have? Yeah, I picked up one of these last time.
A DFAT.
The DFAT.
So I'll be able to actually practice at home and use that
Target light.
Target thing that I bought ages ago and never used.
I never used. Going well so far.
So I'm pretty keen to pump that out. I'll take a few photos and some footage and have a play.
You've got a scope mounted recording option, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe you could use that and actually film like what it looks like at 5 meters away or how far away you put it.
No, I definitely will be because I haven't played with that either. So there we go.
All the toys, no time to play with any of them.
I can play with a couple of toys.
Okay.
Come on.
All the gun-related toys and no time to play with them.
That's more like it.
Oh, very good. Excellent. What else? All right. Well, we've got that. And speaking of which, because we got that through Scoped Out, which is what I do, and we have moved. We have moved into a warehouse, which is why Josh and I got his name right that time, have feeling exhausted today because we have I've spent the last 2 or 3 days sort of we got the keys on Monday, today is Wednesday, and I would say we are 70% in.
Nice.
We will be packing orders and shipping orders from there tomorrow. So virtually all the stock is there, all the warehousing aspect to it. None of the office stuff is there. I set up a trestle table late this afternoon to put the laptop on tomorrow.
Wow.
So we can actually do that sort of things. But yes, it's rad. It's huge. It's 5 times the size what we were in from the storage units. This is going down there. So the podcast studio is going to be put down there, and we're going to have we've got to get some sound panels in, and once those sound panels are in, hopefully it sounds a bit better.
Smash it.
And then we'll go down there and be based out of there, which should be good. A little bit more interesting backdrop for people to watch if they are watching on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, so that'll be rad, and we got more room for activities, for
So much more room.
videos,
That's it.
and all sorts of stuff. So very excited about it. Actually, one of the things, one of the reasons we wanted to get a place like that,
Yep.
and it was to be able to do some events. And so next week, so this is Wednesday. So next Wednesday, actually, we will be holding an event with Steve Hurt from Outer Edge and yourself and Plushy as well at the new place. So it'll be on its way to getting done.
Nice,
There'll be the
nice.
showroom won't be touched at all, but
Yep.
it'll be placed there. And I think we've got about 20 people coming up that night to
fantastic.
talk reloading. And the night before, Steve will be here as well. Bronte's going to jump on that one, and Nick as well. And we'll be out at Ignition Customs doing the same thing. So
awesome.
if you live in Adelaide, get along. You can find details on the Impact Dynamics website, and you can book in, and because spots are limited. But that'll be excellent. And I've been asked repeatedly, are we going to broadcast it, record it, film it, podcast it, all that sort of gear? Josh, you're feeling confident we're going to be good to go next week?
Yeah, if we can nail those sound panels out, that's pretty much all we need to do a nice broadcast.
Oh yeah,
We technically could broadcast, but
hadn't
it
thought
might
of
not
that
be a
time
nice
frame.
Well, worst case scenario, you just hang some sheets or whatever.
Yep.
Some,
We will work. There's some challenges with that. We're hoping our internet's connected on Monday, and like those sort of things to be able to actually do it. But assuming that all comes through, and you've really thrown me those sound panels needing to be up by then. We will get onto it. We will get onto it, and we will make some things happen. So yeah, I look forward to
that's the way.
to seeing that happen. So this will be one of hopefully many events that will be out, like info nights and sort of sessions like that. We'll be able to put some info across to
Definitely.
people. This one's going to be a Q&A sort of format. So if we do get it up and live, jump in and ask questions, and away you go. Taylor's coming up for that one. He's going to host
cool.
from the Bench podcast.
Very good.
So yeah, I'm
Well,
excited.
I might learn how to reload then.
Well, that would be good. That would be good. The questions I think you'll be asked are like, hey, Andy, would you like to learn how to reload? Would you like to know what decapping dies do?
Is it cheaper than buying factory ammo? Well,
So no, that'd be good, mate. It'd be good to have your and of course, Steve is an absolute wealth of knowledge.
definitely.
So he was one of the most popular guests we had on the ID live streams. So I look forward to him sharing some all sorts of knowledge.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and then the reason we've gone with the Q&A format is because it allows rather than being like, oh, this is the lesson we're going to give that night, it allows people in the room to get what they want from the night. So they only may sort of have one or two like topics that are talked about that are really relevant to them, but hopefully it's that the information they do get is super relevant to them.
Yeah, that's it. And you tend to like just go down, a couple of different paths. When you have people there who ask questions, it will trigger other people to ask different questions, and you end up going in a certain direction. But no, nothing wrong with that.
Which I think would be good, and particularly if we take some questions from the virtual audience as well.
Yep.
That will be fantastic. So looking very much forward to that. Looking for what we can do with the space that we've got and how we can use that to best serve the shooting community. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Sounds good.
Me too. I've been working pretty hard myself, getting everything in there, getting everything packed and sorted.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'll help.
I know you said you're going to come down in a couple of days, so it'll be good. It'll be good. We're not open to the public at this stage, but we will have hopefully next month or two, probably by end of June, we might have like a little area you can come and see scopes and that sort of thing. So nothing. It's not a full on shop or anything. No intention to be, but place that you should be able to get hands on with some optics.
Yep. No, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
maybe we'd like to have a big bench full of like all the different presses, so you get to feel the presses compared to each other.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be good. So we'll see what we can do with the limited room we've got.
Yep.
But from an orders point of view, it's going to be
It's a warehouse.
It's a warehouse for a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
looking forward to it. It's a good day today. Yeah.
I think there's a video that's going to be coming out.
Oh yeah,
rather
so
soon.
we decided to move the warehouse on the same week that we are going to launch a video. So it's been
Really untidy.
Yeah, and then of course commit to moving the warehouse and then hosting an event within a week of us actually moving in.
Nothing like deadlines,
and then off to film for a few days with Steve, and then off to the PRS. So
yes,
it has not nothing like deadlines and things to keep us busy. You're
That's
right,
it.
spot on. So, but here we are. We're chatting about it, which is
That's
awesome. So lots going on, which is encouraging. What are we talking about? The video.
yes.
The Centurion Challenge. All right. Well,
Disclaimer: I look different. I've got to keep saying that, otherwise people are going to be like, "Who's that
who's
guy?"
that guy? Yeah. Well, the fact that at the beginning of the video you say I'm Andy from Precision Shooting Podcast probably is the giveaway.
Yeah, I don't know.
But well, you're not the only Andy that's ever been on this podcast, so that's
true.
probably a fair point.
Yeah.
You be hard pressed to be mistaken, but yeah. So look, we're gonna put this to the guys who are watching live now. We won't give away who wins, but let's just put a caveat of hey, look at that! I sold some basketball cards. Sorry, just an interruption to the show. I sold. I've got one pack left.
Nice.
Good. Anyway, things are happening. Mad stonks going on right now.
You're so sleep deprived, aren't you?
We are. Yeah. Yes, I am. Anyway, that's what happens when new things kick in. Centurion Challenge is the video. We won't say who wins, but we'll probably give a few things away that may be in the video as we talk about them. But you boys sucked at it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. It was.
Get all the excuses out.
Oh, there were plenty of excuses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spin drift at 200. Let's just start with that.
All the spin was drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
All
lot
the drift was spinning.
A lot of area.
You couldn't hit the damn targets. No, there was there was a lot going on. So this is the concept of the challenge is that you would shoot. It's taken from a drinking game. You would shoot one shot per minute. You couldn't shoot any more in that minute. You couldn't miss a minute. You had to do it. And the idea is a bit of an endurance test, really.
Yeah.
The actual shooting, the size targets you shoot, at least for the first 60 targets or so, are not significantly challenging.
No.
But being able to focus, know which target you're pointing at, doing all that sort of thing, that is when things start to fatigue.
That's it.
And you're like, you shoot and you go, okay, well, cool. I'll spend a bit of time. It took me 15 seconds to make the shot. Could line up and do all that sort of thing. Great, excellent. All right, relax for 45 seconds. And then it pretty quickly starts chewing away. Yeah,
it turns around rather quick. You'd think a minute is plenty of time. And then by the time you take the shot, sort of see where you hit or miss and reevaluate, then have a think, reload another round, and you're like, beep. Oh, crap. All right, I'm on already.
Yeah.
It's, it creeps up on you.
And then because we did have a day that was sort of 40-something degrees.
Yep.
Forecast that day was 47 or something stupid down there. We started quite early, but there was still killer mirage by the time we started.
Yeah, there was plenty of flies around as well, I think.
There was a lot of flies around.
Yep.
Yes.
I watched the video. I edited it and knew that there was a lot of flies around.
Yes, very true. So it was good, but we've done this challenge previously many years ago, and we came with we did it in like a very much a testing sort of idea, and we came with all sort of thoughts. And I want to ping you about your thoughts on it. So the key is sort of keeping up. There's a couple of things going on. The downrange targets get progressively smaller the further along you go. The idea is to sort of carry people through and then start knocking them out.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that we did that has changed so the targets are available on the Impact Dynamics website, at least they will be once the video goes up. And those targets, the ones that people will get access to are different to the ones you guys shot. Now, they're not different in size, but they are different in numbers.
Okay.
So the targets on the download will be from 100 through to 1, all numbered, right?
Okay.
Whereas your targets were numbered per page. So you'd have one page and you'd have like 1 through to 17, and the next page was 1 through to 13, and the next page was whatever. And so it was very easy for you to be like, oh yeah, I'm on target number 7.
Yep.
And shoot page 3 rather than page 2.
Yeah, totally looking at the wrong area.
So there was a level of focus that had to be maintained.
Yep.
That didn't actually account for all of everyone who missed, but that just certainly did count for a few guys bailed out because they were mixed up on which page they were on. Now, you can say that's because they were losing concentration, which is part of the aim of the whole enterprise.
That's it. Yeah, target identification.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but the targets that are going to go out there are numbered 100 down to 1.
Nice.
And so that should make it a little bit easier for people to get involved.
Yep.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. It's one of those challenges that it's a good like baseline sort of challenge. Like not only with focus and mentality, but your ammo as well, and it sort of humbles you knowing that I can shoot 1/2-inch groups all day every day, but then for some reason,
can you? Yeah.
For some reason, every time you go to one of those different targets, you're like hitting low, hitting high, hitting left, and it's like, well, they're definitely not 1-inch targets.
Because the targets, especially at the beginning, start quite generous. And we ran at 200. We put some guidelines, not necessarily rules, but some guidelines up there, and you could run it at 100, you could run at 50 on a rimfire, you could run 100 on rimfire, you could run at 200, 250, 300, well, it's sort of whatever you got available. You could scale the targets up, you could print them down on A4 and shoot them at 100. They're A3 targets currently.
Yep.
And so I think, I hope a few people have a crack and try it.
I definitely will be. Yeah, it's
we'd have to run at the club again.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's
it's shot on paper, so most places are going to be able to actually have a crack with it. And so we ran it years ago, and we talked about sort of some of the strategies. And I wanted to ask you about your strategy with it. But so we would do like you shoot in the latter quarter. So you get yourself ready, comfortable, right? And then you wait for that last sort of 4-5 second countdown and probably shoot on about 3 or maybe 4. Fire the round off. The thing would go beep. You then rack and fire off again to the next target, and then open the bolt. And now you've effectively sort of got yourself about a 90-second gap. So you then wait. You got sort of shot in that first 5 seconds. So you've got 50 seconds there.
Yep.
And then you've probably got another 20 seconds into the next minute, 25, maybe 30.
Before you have to start.
Before you have to start thinking about doing it.
Yep.
That was it's not a bad strategy because you can actually get up from your position, stretch around, maybe lie on your back. And a lot of guys, particularly those of us with not the best backs, were lying on our back then and stretch out and do some stretches and all that sort of gear and then get back into position. That worked swimmingly unless you had some sort of feeding problem or something that just because you are right in that last few seconds to make the most of doing that sort of back-to-back thing. And I think for a couple of guys that went wrong.
Yep.
And I think because we did it a couple of times in a day and I think a couple of guys ended up just single feeding because they didn't have to rely on a magazine that might have not closed up properly. So
you're not trying to count your rounds or that sort of thing. Yep.
What was your strategy with it?
Mine was to single feed out of my
my
ammo box. So it's essentially throw one in, and then as soon as I take a shot, I put that round back in the box so I can see where I'm at, like how many shots I've taken.
Yep. It's not silly.
Yeah, and I just stuck with this 60 seconds. So every time I tried to keep in front of it, not in front. I mean, like
shoot as sort of quick as feasible.
Yeah. So as soon as you hear that beep, in the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you take a shot.
Yep.
And that way, you're not pushing for time. You could be, you hear beep, you take a shot, and you go, okay, just going to relax, take it easy. Then when I hear the next beep, okay, now I need to get down, take a shot, and then so the beep's more of a reminder to get down, take a shot, rather than I have to shoot before the beep.
Yeah, you're not racing it. You're that enables you to go to the next shot, and the next shot, and the next shot.
Yeah, so it's more of a you sort of that's what my thinking was anyway. Instead of trying to keep up with it, you let it remind you to shoot. Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It tells you to start your next cycle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, we had all sorts of drama that day. We had someone out in the first shot, someone out in their second shot. And actually, I think it ended up being 2 guys out in their second. Then someone who kept going and then actually realised.
Dropping lot flies.
Oh, then someone realised shortly after, at the end of it, I think someone bailed thinking they'd missed and they'd hit.
Yes, yep.
And then someone else had gone through a long way and then realised like way back, like in the first 15 shots or something like that.
They nailed someone else's target.
Missed one and they were out. So, there is an amazing amount of drama and things that went wrong. And I reckon the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, people like, these guys don't even know how to shoot.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is, which I think that if people attempt to replicate it, one, don't do it on a
stinking hot day.
Hot day. And there was that certainly added another level to it that doesn't come across in the video. But even then, like it's not super simple.
Yeah.
And you have to do it with a good amount of people. So there's a lot of ribbing and there's a lot of heckling.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm sure it will come across in the video because when I've seen snippets of it, I've gone, the one thing I remember is we were all lined up and we're pretty close to one another.
Well, you guys actually, I don't know if you remember, because it was like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, you guys went to lay out, right? And I think you laid across 4 bays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry, lads, I need you in 2.
Yep.
Because, I've got cameras and I need you guys super close together. So you guys were almost rubbing shoulders. This was before COVID was a thing.
Yeah. And you got a nice, hot, dusty day.
Yes, it was.
And we've essentially all got muzzle brakes.
Yeah. So it was, I certainly, that was a production interference. But it was, obviously, it was worthwhile doing that for the video. I would highly suggest taking some more room.
And for those who don't like muzzle brakes, you get used to it. It's fine.
You can't do anything about it with something like that. Yeah. So anyway, so Centurion Challenge, for those watching live, it is dropping tomorrow night, Thursday night. It'll be up there for you to have a watch. And if you're listening to this now, it will be up on YouTube. It's up there now. So go and check it out. It's good fun. And Josh has done a stellar job of putting it together and making it interesting, because I know the footage that he had to work with, and it wasn't brilliant, and there was a lot of it.
Yeah, there was a lot of cameras.
Oh, there's a lot of cameras, and for a lot of shots, nothing happens.
That's it.
And you just got these bulk amounts of shots of just nothing. Dave singing, nothing. Dave singing. So okay,
someone whinging, and then
there's a bulk amount of shots where someone's whinging and Dave's singing. Is that about right, Josh? Seems
about 80%. Yeah, that's about it.
Sounds legit. So look out for that one. That was really good fun to shoot. And now that we've got that one off the database, we are going to put together another challenge sometime soon.
And you'll be seeing that in 2025.
2030 maybe. No, Josh is here now, and he's got his head around editing challenge. No, the important part is he's going to be there to film it. So
good. So you'll be shooting.
Let's not assume too. We still need multiple cameras. Let's just wind things back a little bit there, Andy. Right. You don't know the challenge we have in mind. There's no way I'd be able to shoot it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that good. It's that good. So anyway, that's I'm looking forward to that. That is going to be great fun. You're breaking cans, mate.
Yeah,
you're smashing cans.
Yeah, it's how I get my shooting money. Recycling.
Fair. That's a lot of cans. Yeah. Excellent, mate.
I'm a bit of a pisshead.
Can't deny that. Can't deny that. What else have you got written on your list there, mate? You've got a...
All right, what else? Well, I'm wearing a T-shirt.
You are?
Because...
Good job. I'm wearing a T-shirt as well. Josh, how about you? Are you wearing a T-shirt?
I've got a T-shirt on today.
Hey,
I remember that this morning.
I throw this T-shirt on because I know I threw this T-shirt on because...
You should get on a podcast. You're really good at speaking things. Then again, I can't even say Josh. Carry on.
Yeah. Well, suddenly developed a lisp.
You can't even do a lisp properly.
No.
Doing well.
Yeah. So the next PRS.
Right, you're wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And the T-shirt says, for those who can't see you, sorry. I was prompting you. I'm leading you towards a...
Well, the T-shirt I'm wearing is the Mildura 2019 match.
Yep, the Burris Cold Steel Open 2019.
That's the one.
That was your first match.
That was my first match shooting with the big boys and a couple of girls.
Yep.
So, it was great. Yeah, loved it.
And that match is coming up when this podcast goes out. That match will be 2 weeks away.
Yeah, pretty well the next one up. So, to all the lucky people who are going out there and having a shoot.
You don't get to go.
No. Unfortunately, my family, without consulting me, organised a trip to Queensland. So,
well, for all the new shooters, the guys who are shooting that's perhaps their first match they're going to be shooting. Aside from having the opportunity of meeting Josh there, and incorrectly saying his name. What else can people look forward to, or what would you recommend, given that that was your first match?
Yeah, so going into it, I'd been shooting a lot of club smaller matches, so I had a little bit of an idea.
Okay.
But then if this is your first match, what you think it's sort of going to be like, it's not. If that makes sense. Like the smaller local
it's very
club,
vague, but it makes sense.
The smaller sort of club matches are a bit more relaxed, a bit more casual. You know, it's your time restraints maybe aren't so critical in terms of lining up who's next, you know.
Oh, yeah, from that sort of things. How it rotates and how it flows.
Yeah, making sure you're up with it, you know your order. And then when you come off the line, you know, you sort of feel a little bit rushed. But, so a lot of it, you have to be organised. I think you need to be organised, and you need to know when you can relax and chat and socialise, which there'll be plenty of, and you don't feel afraid of going up to anyone and asking them what their wind hold is. Or, you know,
don't do it to me because I won't be paying attention to wind hold, but you're welcome to.
Yeah, and feed off the people who have shot and do have experience. Ask to borrow their gear. Nothing wrong with that. Like, we'll all throw it at you if you need it. But yeah,
ask them if you can borrow their score. Sometimes you might be lucky.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Could help me.
But I'd say the biggest thing is sort of know how long it takes you to understand a stage and get ready, whether that's 2 shooters in advance, 5 shooters in advance, and just make sure you're prepared. Because the worst thing is one of the ROs yelling out, "Andy, you're up next, Andy, you're up next," and you're looking around going, "Oh, crap, what's the stage?
I haven't even loaded the mag yet."
Yeah. And then putting yourself under that sort of pressure doesn't help.
And that's unnecessary pressure. That's pressure you can plan to avoid rather than just, you know, shooting or poorly shooting or getting the wind wrong or something along those lines. But you can work towards actually and then there's people who I'm hijacking your segment. Sorry.
Go for it.
There are people who actually are really good at that sort of shooter admin in terms of you watch them and they're organised and they're detailed and they've got their magazines ready and they've got this and they've got a good understanding of what's going on and they walk up to the line and they're good to go and those are the guys that. For that skill, you certainly should sort of pay attention to them and just say, okay, see the way they operate, and go up and ask them and say, well, what are your key things you do, and what do you suggest?
Yeah, totally. Like there's I'm sure everyone's heard it, the 5 Ps. Prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance, something like that.
That was 6. Yeah,
that was 6. Yep.
You've added one in, I think.
That's but yeah, so I think that's probably one of the biggest things you can do to yourself to make you enjoy it more is just make sure you're organised so you know the stage, you know who's maybe 3 or 4 shooters in front of you, keep an eye out for that. When you see them go up and shoot, you know you need to start getting your stuff together. Other than that, once you've shot and you've picked up all your brass and reloaded your mags, remember to do that. I just do it as soon as soon as I've put my rifle back down in the safe zone, just reload my mags. They're topped up, they're ready to go. Then you'll feel like you've got time to relax and enjoy and talk to people until the next rotation. That's probably
good move.
Yeah.
Good solid piece of advice. With that,
try.
One thing I want to build on there. You talk. Mine's very minor and detailed. You talked about like topping your mags up and things like that. I always say, a lot of shooters for some reason. Well, I guess they understand the reason. It's an 8-round stage. I'll load 8 rounds.
Yeah,
always fill your mags unless like your stage is specifically like limited limited loading to 8 or 5 or whatever it might be. If there's nothing like that in there, load out all of them, because if you have a jam or you have a misfeed or something along those lines,
that's it.
And you only put 8 in, and 2 of them are sitting now on the ground, you're like, now I've got to go and grab them and this. No, always 10 or always whatever it is.
Yeah, no, totally.
Magazine.
That's it. If you, I mean, it happened at me at the Monado meltdown.
Oh yeah.
And I carry 3 magazines.
I did. It happened to you. That's right. I remember that. And you were pretty quick to respond once you worked out it wasn't going to fix itself.
Yeah, that's it. And I think the beauty of having, whether you got 2 magazines or 3 magazines, having them full and ready to go and accessible. So essentially, I'd come up to this stage, rifle down, and you have to then insert the magazine.
Yep.
Put it in, and it fell out. Okay, picked it up, put it in again, and it fell out. And I thought, if this does this one more time, I'm swapping mags. So put it in, dropped out, just go, okay, ditch it, next magazine, and put it in. So just knowing that you've got them there and accessible, it can save you. Because I'm not exactly sure what happened and why it didn't stay in. But
Josh has probably got the video of it. I'm pretty sure he caught that one.
Oh, cool. That'd be pretty
Do you
cool.
remember that, Josh?
I don't actually.
Okay. Anyway, I think he was filming it.
I'll go scour through 17 hours worth of footage.
If you can get right onto that,
I know
you'll be done by the end of the show.
I do know someone has a little bit of that video.
Okay.
I need to try and get
I've seen it on video somewhere. So yeah.
So
very nice, mate.
But yeah, that's the sort of thing you just want to be prepared, I guess.
Yeah. And the joy is about those matches, you'll pick up lots of those little sort of tweaks to your style, which is good. Speaking of PRS matches, 2 things. The gun sport trading ignition. Oh, no, wait. I'm mixing things up. We've already had the ignition.
I'm confused now.
Meltdown. Yeah, you're correct. It was formerly the Ignition Custom Winter Classic.
Yes.
It is now the Gun Sports Trading Winter Classic. The match over in Buchan is the one I'm talking about. Everyone knows that one.
Yep.
That goes up. Got announced last Sunday, and it goes up for members to book in on Tuesday, and then up for the public on Saturday. And I can tell you now, the chances of that getting to the public booking in is very minimal. Yeah, it is. This match has previously sold out, I think, in 41 minutes is the record.
Yeah,
and
we're going to be crashing servers.
We haven't had that. That'd be mate. I don't actually think we've got enough members or shooters in this Australia.
Right, come on, we can make this happen.
But then again, someone will do it now. Someone will set up some auto thing or something like that. I mean, you could do that, or you could just set it to mine Dogecoin. That'd be much better use of your time. So take that to the moon. That is going live on Tuesday night. Yep. So get that. Get involved with that if that's your plan, and then. Darwin, Andy. Darwin, my first match.
Watch out.
Buzz has sent me a message saying, what is it?
Did you say Buzz?
Buzz. No, Butters.
I thought you called him Buzz.
You could call him Buzz if you like.
I'm calling him Buzz now.
All right. Buzz sent me a message. You doing any training for heat stroke yet? What are you expecting?
Good one.
Pretty sure I said at the top of the show I haven't shot for about 3 years.
Yeah, training.
No. Butters, I have not started anything at all to do with it, but it's a fair point. And once we're into this warehouse and underway, it should be on the agenda. But we need to do some training, because the week prior to the Darwin match is going to be, should we say, a write-off?
Yeah.
The week of the lead up.
We won't be doing any training.
We are leaving Adelaide on the Sunday, and we will be getting to Darwin hopefully in one piece Thursday, maybe Friday. We'll see how we go. But we have a few things planned, Andy, for about 8 of us travelling together. Yeah. Josh is included. And stay tuned. There will be videos of that trip.
Yes.
Not overly shooting related. Hopefully there'll be some challenges in there. Hopefully there'll be some
all sorts of shenanigans.
That's probably the best way to sum it up. We will be having a good week on the way up.
What could possibly go wrong with 8 blokes on a road trip to Darwin?
Yeah, you're right. I'm out. That sounds horrible.
Does it matter how many of the 8 get there?
No. I think it counts if one of us. It's just one of us gets there. We still win the.
Yeah. If one person can make it in one vehicle, actually, whatever way you get, way you get there.
Yeah. No, as long as you get there, I think that counts as a win for whatever we're doing. Yeah, that'll count.
Yep.
Oh, should we? Oh no, anyway, I'm thinking of ideas live that I should definitely not start putting out there because, like, hang on,
once you say it,
yeah, that's right. Once we say it, we sort of have to do it. And this is actually, I've thought it through a little bit more, and I'm like, that is a really bad idea.
There'll be no shenanigans at truck stops.
No, that was not the idea, but it could have been worse. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so that's something to look forward to. Our Darwin road trip. Stay on board. That'll be, if you don't get the chance to get up to Darwin, hopefully we'll do that. Although if you are thinking about going to the PRS match, there's about 6 spots left, so
cool.
it is filling up.
It'll be a good one.
Pretty quick.
Yeah,
absolutely. In other news, I got a new scope.
You do?
I did.
Wow.
For my 22.
Cool.
I think.
What was wrong with the other one?
What did we call? What was Dash's name? Whatever his name is, the bloke from NT. We gave him a new name. Buzz, that's it. Yeah, Buzz says...
Dasher. Dash's name.
Can we just call him Dasher?
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, he thinks it's gun-related. He says, bash him for me. So he's not happy with being called Buzz, apparently. So we'll have to lean into that. Buzzers.
All right, yeah.
Buzzers, good.
Buzzers Dasher.
Buzzers Dasher. Full name, Bushers Dasherfield. Anyway, we are completely on in-jokes here now, so we should move on to something a little bit more relatable. I bought a new scope, is the point of the discussion. Yep. We had the opportunity at work to become Burris Premium Optics dealers or something like that, and we got this massive big special where we could get some extra special scopes and get them a bit cheaper, and we dropped our prices on all the Burris line, which was good, and as part of the whole setup, I had an opportunity to buy another XTR3.
Why not? If you can, why not?
Yeah. So that was, I now have that on my 22 and I have that on my 6mm and the Razor on the 338. And that
nice.
I think that's the only 3 scopes I own at the moment.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're down to 3 scopes, but they are quite nice scopes. Yeah. So I'm quite happy with them.
So you've essentially built yourself a mimic of your PRS gun, like with your 22.
Yeah. Yep, same scope.
Complete copy.
And it won't. They've got quick mounts, quick detach mounts on them, and so I can move them across. And I tell you what, having the XTR3, but like any top end scope, you start looking through that and you're just like, oh, anything else you start getting disappointed in life by.
Yep.
And
no,
so there's a obsession there. And so, but the joy will be that I will intend to be able to switch it between that and probably the 22 trainer, which I will get back up and running at some point soon as well. So
very good.
That is the goal. That is the plan. And I'm looking forward to shooting the rimfire match. And having a very fancy scope to destroy while doing so.
Yeah, I've got to put a scope on my rimfire.
Haven't you got your 3 to 15 Vipe you got the other week?
Yeah, I haven't put it on there yet. Come on.
Okay. So you've got to put it on there. Okay, very good.
Yes.
No,
I'm just thinking of all the things I should probably do before the rimfire match so I don't have to clean all your rifles.
I'm thinking about all the cleaning of your rifles I'm going to be doing from the rimfire match. Because speaking of rimfire matches, you have been nominated. I'm pretty sure you volunteered from what I recall.
I think I was elected.
No, you volunteered. Definitely. We could.
Nothing wrong with volunteering.
Yeah, that's right. To run a rimfire match at the end of the year.
Yep.
Andy. That's awesome. Congratulations on it. Well done putting your hand up and jumping in on that one.
Yeah.
After a little nudge. So you're going to run a 1-day rimfire match.
Yep.
It's that September, October or something like that, isn't it?
We haven't put a date to it, but we'll have to organise something at some time. Yeah.
Yeah. So the recent success of the Rimfire Reckoning at our club at Monado has led to wanting to do it again, and that'll come back. The Reckoning will come back again next year.
Yeah.
But you're going to create an event. Have you got a name for it?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just pretty early stages. Let's just keep it at that.
So far, you're doing it, and that's where it is. Any ideas? Have you got themes for it? You got a style you want to? Have you put any thought into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be a 1-day match.
I'm impressed. Okay.
It will be held at our club.
Okay, great.
It will involve distances out to 300 metres.
Let me write these down. Yep. Shooting rimfire, perhaps?
Rimfires, preferably bolt action.
Okay.
You can shoot a lever action if you'd like to, but
okay, great.
You
Thanks.
might. Yeah.
I can see you've done some prep.
Yeah.
I can see you've done some prep. And you're going to call it the Reckoning Rimfire, aren't you?
Yeah.
Man, that match sounds amazing.
Josh is shooting it already.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Josh, did you shoot the Rimfire Reckoning? You did, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah, how did they? Have we talked about that? How did it go for you? Did we cover that?
I don't think that
No.
was the day that you were not at the range. That
I
day,
was not
weren't you?
well that day.
Yeah, you weren't there.
Yes, I jumped behind Maxwell's gun. He was quite generous to let me use that.
That's right. That's
I-
right.
I think I actually kind of scored quite similarly to Maxwell, which I was quite happy with.
Oh, nice one.
Did you
I
beat?
don't think he was, but
Did you
hey.
beat the guy whose gun you borrowed? Because that's like the
That's the ultimate.
the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I can't remember. We
Oh,
were close though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he pretty well just gave you all the win holds and the. He said, just shoot it like this.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
That's
the way.
that is what you know. That is what you need.
Yep.
I like that. Well done,
Yeah.
mate.
No.
So you're gonna get to become a match director and go through that whole process, Andy.
Yeah, and I'm sure I have been thrown into the deep end. Well, not super deep. PRS would be.
Have you
super
run?
deep.
Have you run club?
Yes.
You've run club matches.
Yeah, I've
haven't
ran-
you?
I've ran club
So you're
matches.
fine. It's just
Yeah.
it's sort of double that with a bit more work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the difference between the club match and a more formal match is probably the finer details of match books.
Yes,
People to properly run stages.
Yep.
Because I believe we won't be stage mumming or squad mumming.
Oh no.
Is that how
We normally for a one day match do squad mums, but you do have to.
What?
You do have to generally get your squad mums and spend some time with them and do that sort of thing. So
Yeah, and I can't remember if was the Rimfire Reckoning, did that have squad mums or did that have dedicated stage ROs? Josh, I can't remember.
It's foggy in my memory.
okay, if anyone's on the chat who was there,
There were squad mums, but there were two of us. That's right, and we rotated through.
We
There
have
were two
been-
or three
Yes,
people.
that
Yep.
one.
just looking at the comments, we've been called Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Part 2 for our trip.
Fantastic.
We're gonna have to recreate that on the bus.
Oh.
You in drag.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Whoa, Josh in drag. It's
Taylor.
going to be
Taylor in drag.
Taylor and drag.
Taylor in drag.
That's it.
On top of the bus, whatever, but on the van, in some flowing gown.
Yeah.
Is that it? I'm pretty sure that's it. Anyway, sorry, back to the Rimfire not reckoning.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there's just
Those
a few
additional
more
elements.
things to
Yeah.
think about in terms of catering food.
Yeah.
Just this, a
And you
bit
get-
more attention.
You also get a little bit more freedom. Some people think it's a curse, but you also get a bit more freedom in terms of riding the match. Like riding 5 or 6 match stages for a club match. You, I don't know about you, but I sort of you struggle to test sort of a good range of skills
Yep.
in that, and you always leave a lot on the table in terms of what you could have sort of challenged.
Yeah.
But you only got 5 stages, 6 stages to do that with.
Yep.
Whereas riding a 8, 9, 10 stage, 12 stage sort of
that's it.
match allows you to, do a stage or 2 into this sort of challenge and a stage or 2 that way and bits and pieces. So
Yeah, and I guess the other thing too is having the space to spread out, because with our club matches we're restricted to one range, but this being a one-day match we can
you take
push
over
out
the entire range.
Yeah, we can push out
Much
down
as
to
you
the
want.
other ranges and sort of
Okay.
have a bit more movement possibly.
You're not
true.
planning any big running stages, are you? Like the last one?
Like the run and gun. Are you thinking of?
Yes.
Oh, just for you.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your name is unable to be pronounced by Rusty after a gin, then you have to run 100 meters
That's it.
twice
That's it.
between each shot.
Yeah.
Speaking of gin, we went to this new gin distillery down the road tonight,
Yeah.
and
That explains it.
yeah, bang on. That explains a lot. We went in there, and this is pretty fancy level gin. I don't know if
Yeah.
you'd had this before, Josh.
That's his name.
Definitely not.
No, but you went in, you chose your gin,
Mm.
and then you chose what type of tonic water you like. Like what do we have? An Indian fever dance or something,
Yeah, something weird and
something
wonderful.
like that, or there was a Mediterranean Baltic or something.
Are you telling me that tonic water is not just tonic
Not
water?
just tonic water. no.
Wow.
But then, after you'd chosen your tonic water of various origins, you then chose 3 what would like Cold Rock, where you'd put your extra bits and pieces in?
Yeah.
What was that giggle for?
No, I was just thinking the same
Think of
thing.
Cold Rock. What did Cold Rock call them? They were
A lot of toppings,
Topping or
garnishes.
whatever.
It's in the beverage industry. It's a garnish.
And you had a list of about 15 items, and you would choose 3 of them. So you had like orange, apricot, lime, coriander, mint.
What?
And then you got some like chili. What else are some of the unusual ones? Barbecue ribs or something, and then there was all sorts of like these other little things,
Yeah,
like
righto.
stick that you wouldn't have expected to be in there.
A stick.
I don't. I'm some of
But
these
that's
things.
just the
maybe-
stirring implement you get given, is it?
If we go there, I'll bring a stick with me
The
just for
twig.
you.
Cheers. So I had a chili in my gin, and it came with a chili sitting in it.
Wow.
Which is
Yeah,
rad.
How
Tasted
was it
great.
with the chili?
It was brilliant. I'm always having chili and gin from now on. That was magic.
All right.
Chili gin.
Chili gin.
Mm.
You can have one with Buzz Six Dasher.
Buzzer. Yeah. Anyway, we've gone too far. We've gone too far. I know why the show's falling apart. I know what it is. Josh knows what it is as well. I got dressed this morning. That's probably not. I probably should continue that sentence.
This show's been falling apart years.
Not sure. I'm not actually sure the show ever got together. I got dressed this morning in the dark.
Yeah.
Right. I got up at some stupid time that started with a 3, and I got dressed in the dark. And today I went off to work, and we're doing all that sort of stuff from fairly early, and I think it must have been about 11 o'clock. I'm just standing there, and I look down, and I've looked at my shoes, and I've gone, normally my shoes look the same as each other. This morning they did not. One was like a darkerish, matte looking grey.
Yep.
And the other one was like this speckled lighter grey. And I've looked down and I'm like, that explains why my back might be a little sore today.
Yeah.
And I've said to Joe, I'm like, I'm wearing 2 different shoes. And then we had another young guy helping us today who I hadn't met before, and he just came along to help out. And he's like, oh, they are different. I thought one was just a bit older than the other one, and one was more worn. I thought that's very kind of you, mate. That's very kind of you. But no, I put 2 different shoes on.
Yeah. One's more worn because he's just wearing it bunny hopping around the place. Just hopping it.
So anyway, that was that probably summarised how the day went and how the day has continued into this evening.
Well, there you go.
I couldn't wear 2 of the same shoe. I then had an excuse to get to Bunnings, and I drove past this place on the way to Bunnings and changed into the same pair of shoes.
Yeah. Were they at least one left and one right foot?
I did.
Wow.
I did get that much right.
Nice.
I did have the left on the left foot and the right on the right foot, which was like I count that as a win most days. Yeah. And so that was quite amusing today. I thought that was a very silly move, and has led through and it's probably set the tone really for the day. So here we are, a gin with stuffing in it.
Yep.
And
Mixed
you're running
shoes
a match. I've bought a new scope. You've got a DFAT. Josh is booking into Bunnings. Buzz Lightyear is running Mildura, and we're off to Darwin on a helicopter.
Yep.
Well, on that note,
Cue the silence.
If you're paying.
we will probably leave it there and come back with some more sensible topics to talk about after the Centurion challenges come out, after the Reloading Night, Projectile Warehouse and Ignition Custom.
Yeah,
and
tune into that if you want actually sensible topics.
Okay, all right. Well, that's, I was going to wrap it up here. You're right. We should actually say that is going to be a really good night.
Yes.
We will cover off on a whole stack of reloading gear, and I'm looking forward to that and getting Steve on that show. There'll be a bunch of little teaser from the Bench podcast. There'll be a bunch of podcasts with Steve coming out where he's
fantastic.
going to. So Steve has often sort of held back, not held back, but refined his answers for a more general, when he's been on the live streams and that sort of gear for a more general audience.
Yep.
Totally fair. Understand why. But he can go a ton deeper than he's gone.
Yeah.
And I've sort of said to him for the Q&A, when you get a question that's probing you to go deep, go all the way. Go as deep as you want to go into the research you've done, into the hours and the papers you've written, all this sort of gear, do it. And then the next question will be like, how do I set up a resizing die? And then talk about that. And so the great opportunity is those guys who can go and understand that deep will get heaps out of it because he has gone. He knows his depth of knowledge is immense. And we've only really scratched the surface on a lot of the shows. So I'm looking forward to that. So that should be excellent. We're actually spending about 2 or 3 days with Steve filming afterwards to try and extract some of that knowledge and spend some time learning about a little bit more about outer edge projectiles and how they work and shooting my 6mm Creedmoor with them, which I'm looking forward to. Might even bust out the 338 if we get a chance. Nice. Yeah, and shoot some real long distances. So that's next weekend's plans.
Very nice
with Steve, and then we'll be at the match. He's going to come along to the match. We should get him shooting the rimfire match with us.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, Steve, if you're listening, which you probably won't be, but if you are listening, I think you need to be shooting the rimfire match with us.
Yeah.
I don't think he's shot a match for a long time.
Perfect.
A long time. Perfect. So actually, let's decide now. No is not an option.
No, that's it.
We'll tell him like it's required for the video, and he'll be like, oh, "Okay, I guess I have to do it then."
Yeah, it's part of your
content
creation.
Yeah, content creation. That's what you're here for. Let's make some videos together. Yeah,
nothing like putting someone on the spot to shoot a match.
Here's the ammo. He's around. Yep, great.
Similar like hosting a match.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's exactly right. It was completely done by a volunteer.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast. To continue the discussion, check out our Facebook page. And for more information, head to our website, www.precisionshootingpodcast.com.au. This episode was brought to you by Impact Dynamics.